Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba, dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di matatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na! Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Mpbl na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino, sa Luzon, sa Visayas, sa Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas, at Mindanao. Mpbl, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Palayan City, I'd like to get your thoughts about the makeup of this team. What did you see from their squad?
Well, obviously, there's a lot of firepower on the side of the Rice Vanguards. They were a work in progress in that game, and I expect a little bit more gelling this time as they go up in this game.
I'm sure firepower is something that Mindoro will be wary of in today's ball game. And speaking of Mindoro, we have Gianna Llanes to talk us through the minds of the players and coaches coming into this matchup.
We are truly beating the heat here at the Calasiao Sports Complex in Pangasinan with our triple header today, as you guys mentioned, starting with Mindoro and Nueva Ecija. So recently going against 2023 champions in Pampanga and now facing 2022 champions in Nueva Ecija. Sabi naman ng Mindoro na hindi nila iniisip kung yung opponents nila ay winless or champion team. What they're really focusing on is learning from their previous losses and expediting their team's progress early on in the season. Their number one goal is how they can gel together as a team, especially because they didn't have a lot of time to prepare. So makikita nga natin kung yun ang may improve nila for today's game. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Gianna. Chemistry has definitely been a theme for Mindoro in their campaign so far. After all, they do have a triangle offense, and that takes a lot of chemistry. But now, Coach Mike Perez will be breaking down our team standings, beginning with the South Division.
Well, no surprises here. Zamboanga Sardine has just been dominant here in this division. Parañaque Patriots still without a loss in their last 4 outings. But definitely Negros will try to come back and go back on their winning ways, as Mindoro will try to get a win against their game today in Calasiao.
Okay, from the South, let's go to the North.
The North naman, it's Rizal Centro Mall Coolers. That's really been a real good surprise. Very pleasant para dito sa division na to, and I'm expecting a lot more from that team. Nueva Ecija and Pangasinan are gonna try and get some more wins today, and Marikina hoping to get their first here in this season.
Let's see if today will be the day for Team Marikina. But now let's talk about Nueva Ecija in the previous outing that happened on their home floor. JC Cullar actually had a chance to win the ball game in regulation, but he missed his jumper. That's why we had to extend into overtime.
Yeah, and that win definitely showed that these Rice Vanguards, much as they are very powerful, they are in a work in progress. 2 different halves. 20 points in the first half, 44 in the second, and another 14 in the OT leading up to the win. They actually trade at 3 quarters. Altogether, they only led in the OT win and tied it up everything in the fourth quarter. In the fourth, it was Ayai, Will Macaloni, and JB Bahio led the charge in the fourth, eventually in OT as well.
See our numbers.
Now, looking at the numbers, look at that. 28 assists, 14 more that of Quezon, but they were very steady in the free throws, lalo na in the crunch time. You see that difference, 18 versus 25 makes. That's your game altogether right there. And your 18 fast break points really came a lot in that fourth quarter and OT run.
Well, this team had to climb up from 16 down versus Quezon City. Let's see if they can replicate that performance in today's game. Mindoro, on the other hand, will look to build a bigger lead if they can against Nueva Ecija. In their previous outing, they lost to our defending champions, Pampanga. And in that game, we saw Encho Serrano perform very well. Also, that guy from CSP, remember his name? Miggy Corteza.
Yeah, Miggy Corteza, that's right. And the 3 losses ever since they won over Bicol, it's just been, a lot of work to be done by Mindoro. They trailed the entire game. They were down by as much as 24. Had real difficulty controlling the boards, which Pampanga used to trigger their fast breaks and second chance points. As we see these stats right here, look at that. 17 lesser field goal attempts for Mindoro versus Pampanga, which is primarily because of lesser rebounds. 21 difference right there. And fast breaks over the games that Mindoro has played really has been the challenge. They can't outrun their opponents in the open floor.
Well, rebounding has been the bread and butter for Pampanga with or without Baltazar. Let's see if Mindoro can bounce back. It's now we turn you over to Miguel Perez.
Season 6 presented by Extreme. Live on the official Mpbl Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite and on Pilipinas Live app. Here are the starters. First, for the Nueva Ecija Rise Vanguards. Starting at guard, number 24, JC Culyar. Also at guard, number 13, Kenneth Mocon. At forward, number 6, Gab Dagangon. At center, number 11, JP Maguliano. And the other forward, number 8, Robbie Celis. Their head coach is Don Dulay. Assistant coaches Rob Wainwright, Matt Macalintal, Arnold Oliveros, Rick Sison, and Derek Evangelista. Team manager is Raymond Dizon. Team owners are Mr. Bong Cuevas and Ivan Cuevas. And now the starters for Mindoro Tamaraws. Starting at forward, number 16, Art Aquino. The other forward, number 6, Lester Reyes. Starting at center, number 25, Ken Bono. At guard, number 24, Andoy Estrella. And the other guard, number 18, Paul Desiderio. Head coach for Mindoro Tamaraws is J.R. Kawaling. Assistant coaches Jens Snarel, Ricky Alcantara, and Benji Chodoro. Team manager is Rafael Martinez. Team owner is Pola Oriental Mindoro. Honorable Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz. Referees for this ball game are crew chief John Alfred.
The starting fives of the game are brought to you by Buenas. We have JC Culyar, Kenneth Mocon, John Paul Maguliano, Robbie Celis, and Gab Dagangon for Nueva Ecija. On the other end for Mindoro, we have Andoy Estrella, Paul Desiderio, Ken Bono, Art Patrick Aquino, and Lester Reyes. 3 former San Juan Knights joining Paul Desiderio and Ken Bono in the lineup for Mindoro. Thank you for joining us. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes. We are all the way up in Calasiao, Pangasinan for your Mpbl Saturday. Coach Mike, what type of start do you want to see from Mindoro?
Well, first, you got to go down and defend against the fast break. I mean, yun ang talagang nagiging problema nila. They're allowing too much fast breaks on their opponents. And conversely, on their end, kailangan ma-convert nila quickly yung mga attempts nila, just like this one by Ken from the elbow.
That was a nice play. A clean look for Ken Bono. Hasn't really found the bottom of the net smoothly in the season. He was 1 out of 6 in the previous outing, only scoring 2 points. 10 on the shot clock. Lucas, JC Culyar onto Maguliano. Jumper is good.
Well, so far nakikita natin dito yung dalawang bigs, and Migs, kanina you talked about Ken not being able to make a lot of points kasi for the most part he's really expected to facilitate from the top, and so he's picking players to score for them instead of him. But right now he's been very aggressive here.
1 out of 2 now for Ken Bono. We go back to the right side of the court. Cuellar, Dagangon, catch and shoot. In and out. Rebound, Paul Desiderio.
So far, defense been holding up here interior para dito sa Mindoro, which is a good sign. They got to stop those half-court sets.
Andoy Estrella, 3-pointer coming from him. Andoy played 22 minutes in their previous game, but he was scoreless. 0 out of 2 from the field. Good for him to be aggressive. Same goes for JP Maguliano.
Parang maganda gising ng dalawang team. Ang ganda mga pinupukol sa labas. I mean, you know, really good perimeter shots on the outside. Most of them challenged, but they're still making it.
But you know, I actually have a theory, as there's a loose ball foul called on Mindoro. In the first Mpbl day this season, we also saw great shooting from our 4 teams. So it might be a venue factor, as this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Narinig na rin naman natin yan before. There are, you know, courts wherein it's easier to shoot at in those rings compared to others. As now Maguliano continues to score.
Yeah, for quick ones. And tama ka doon. Merong mga venues talaga na masarap pag-shootan. Eh, no? And who knows, Calasiao might be one of them that's really favorable for those shooters.
Just so everybody knows, Bataan has a reputation na mahirap tumira doon. Batangas, some have said it here and there, but it's mostly Bataan. Estrella, Desiderio, Ken Bono, all day. In and out, rebound, Gab Dagangon.
But you like that Ken Bono's being aggressive here. It's going to force the bigs to close out on him and not just stand around and wait for drop coverage defensively.
7-5, Kenneth Mocon, Gab Dagangon. He leans in, tried to go off the glass. It was too strong. Forward pass, Artaquino. Almost a turnover. Desiderio looking for a teammate. Back to Art, 15 on the shot clock. There's a mismatch for Lester Reyes.
Right.
But he didn't have that much spacing. Offensive rebound, Aquino still couldn't score.
Yeah, tama ka doon. Didn't have enough space to even give that ball to the post, even if you have that advantage.
On the other end, Robbie Celis, kick out, Maguliano. Dagangon, left wide open. And he continues to struggle.
Yeah, I guess he's what, 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 from outside. But, you know, eventually...
0 out of 4.
Oh, 0 out of 4, right.
Because all the points of Nueva Ecija have come from Maguliano so far.
That's right.
Andoy Estrella looking for a teammate. Risky pass. Reyes escapes. And Lester scores.
Yan naman ang madalas mangyayari if you continue to gamble against a big guy in the elbow. If you lose him, that's just 1-2 dribbles away from a score.
7-all now. 3.5 minutes gone by. Maguliano to the corner. Cuellar, he's been working on that. 3-pointer for JC.
And boy, pinagkukwentuhan nga natin kanina, Mix. If that shot, that closing seconds went in, that would have been pretty huge para dito kay JC.
Not just pretty huge, it might have been the best moment of his career. This is the type of guy who doesn't really shoot. He's more of a facilitator for his teams. That guy typically shoots. Paul Desiderio for 3.
Well, he actually was very good in that last game from 3. I think he hit 3 or 4 from outside in that match, if I recall that correctly. And, you know, got to go back to that threat of his.
4 out of 10 for Paul in their previous game. Robbie Celis just scored. This guy just reached 1,000 in their previous outing.
Yeah, and those are, I would say, 1,000 very beautiful points in the manner by which he scores them. And so, you know, you kind of expect that from Rob Celis. He is very creative when it comes to scoring.
And that was with load management. Only 15 minutes of play for Robbie in their previous game. But no load management, on the other hand, for Paul Desiderio.
Kung may load man siyang bit-bit para sa 3 points today, I think makes grabe yung connection from the outside. Now, 2 out of there.
13-12, Cuellar. Great 2-man game. That looked so basic for Robbie Celis.
That pocket pass too ni JC, sobrang basic. Gandang tingnan. Good finish too by Rob.
Halfway done in the opening frame. It's a high-scoring game. Ken Bono. Usual action on the triangle. Here's Lester Reyes. 8 on the shot clock. Desiderio setting himself free. Catch and shoot.
Oh.
His third 3-pointer.
Wow. 3 in a row. He says, atin to this time. We're gonna get this game. That's what Paul says right now.
Let's see if Mindoro can stay consistent at it. Well, head coach Jericho Aling certainly approves of this shooting by Paul Desiderio, the guy who started it all in the resurrection of the UP Fighting Maroons in the UAAP. It's 16-14.
Hindi pa rin makakalaro si Billy Robles at Byron Villarias ngayon para sa Nueva Ecija, but we can see some players activated like Chris Bitoon and Jay Collado. Ayon kay Coach Don, ang slow start daw nila nung huling laro ay dahil nakulangan sila sa oras na makapractice na magkasama dahil kalahati nga sa players niya ay katatapos lang sa ibang liga. In his words, we didn't have any rhythm. Thankfully, we fed off the Nueva Ecijano crowd's energy in the second half. Ngayon naman, outworking the opponent ang tema ng Rice Vanguards para makuha ang panalo sa laro na ito. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Gianna. So it seems like dala-dalawa ang pasok ng players for Coach Don Dulay. In the previous outing, it was Will Macaloni alongside Robbie Celis, who joined the group who were already practicing for the Mpbl. They're coming from that group which reached the finals in the PSL. So ngayon, dagdag naman sina Chris Piton and Jay Collado as Lester Reyes scores inside.
At saka yung dalawang dinagdag mo na yung mix, medyo mabigat yun in terms of rotation. I mean, role itself, you have a big guy who can snipe from the outside and feed going inside, and you have a guard that can actually help facilitate aside from JC doing that.
Nice block by Lester Reyes off of that spin by Robbie Celis. Now MJAI will check in alongside Nat Cosejo. There's a look at Robbie. This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Nice spin and feed onto the cutting Lester Reyes.
There's konting breakdown sa baseline defense. You don't allow an offensive player to just go baseline. You gotta check him. And good cut too by Lester.
Also credit Kint Ariar for that feed. Here's MJAI. There's a miss inside. Recovery for Robbie Celis. 6 points for Robbie.
And Rob's really just been steady here. Not forcing anything, really just letting things flow in this game.
18-16. Ariar to Lester Reyes. Facing up. Handoff. Ralph Olivares turning around. And he doesn't get the bounce. Bit of a miscue there. So that board belongs to Maguliano. Lucas Cullar. Swing to the right. Cosejo. Baseline. Celis. Cross court. Wing up top, Maguliano. Wing on the other end. Cosejo drives. He kicks. Maguliano for three. Too strong. Offensive rebound, Robbie Celis. Good patience. Then on the shot clock, Ayaay still trying to be patient. 6 seconds. Cullar, cross court. Robbie Celis. Oh, he walked.
Oh, maganda idea ni JC. Shot clock winding down. You give it to your best guy who can create. It's just that he took extra steps. But prior to that attempt kanina, kita mo alos 3 dribble lang ang nangyari. A lot of ball movement on that execution of Nueva Ecija.
Is it actually ideal to have that type of ball movement against a zone?
Yes, because you have to make that defense move left to right and side to side until you catch it real late. That's where you do your point of attack.
How about against man-to-man? Is it still advisable for less dribbles and more passes?
It still is the same, regardless of whether you're going man or you're going zone. All the more that you move that ball, or the more that defense is gonna be moving, and you have to catch it late. That's where you attack.
JB Bahio just passed the ball onto Coach Mike Perez, who was already ready to shoot it. After all, he was a point guard, and I assume that you shot the ball a decent amount of time.
I'll have to ask my teammates then.
Okay, Chris Piton, by the way, just made his first appearance in this game. He's guarding Tete Teodoro. Tete for three. Too strong. Great rebound by JB Bahio. Coach Don Dulay, by the way, is so happy with the presence of JB Bahio in his team. He's the ultimate role player for any squad in the Mpbl.
Yeah, definitely. At gusto mo yung ganyang klase ng player ni JB. He doesn't complain. Last game, may sugat na sa pisngi, pero
That's right.
laban pa rin, no?
It looks like that scratch is gone. Off of the miss, Nat Cosejo almost got the steal. And here comes Skint Ariar. Under 2 minutes remaining in the opening frame. Olivares, Decoy Lopez, the lucky charm of whatever team he's usually a part of, he scores.
And I guess it's really one of the, we see Decoy Lopez hit from one out there. It's a fake handoff. Isa sa pinakamagandang atake yan against the defense. You catch it off guard and you confuse them.
Decoy Lopez used to be part of the Manila Stars, which was the usual top 2 team back in seasons 2 and 3 of the MPBL before transferring to Zamboanga and Bacoor. We just saw a shot come in for MJ Ayaay. Looks like he's getting his groove as well in the MPBL.
Well, he should. In that fourth quarter, in that OT frame, he scored, 7 crucial points that allowed that game to be really close and get a win for Nueva Ecija.
Medyo may onting hiyaan pa raw sila sa kanilang previous game, but it's only a matter of time that comfort will be by their side. 20-19. Let's talk about MJ Ayaay. In their previous outing, he almost turned into Michael Jordan in the second half of that game.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, nakita mo ilang jumpers na binasket noon, and so long as he was hitting those shots from the outside, it was really long closeout and easy dribble penetrations for that man right there.
More importantly, you saw the field goal shooting at 58% for MJ. That is a high clip. Full court defense now being implemented by the Rice Vanguards. Here's Tete Teodoro, not much spacing there. Aliar will try to bring down the ball against JB Bahio. 8 seconds removed from the shot clock. It's now down to 10. Olivares trying to make a move. Olivares able to escape, but he misses. Ooh. 2 players bumping for Nueva Ecija. Ayaay will just shake it off.
Well, obviously, in defense ng Nueva Ecija, not allowing any inside penetrations para dito sa Mindoro, just giving them those perimeter jumpers.
On the other end, that was a walk against Nat Cosejo. Now, Caspe has checked in to replace Paul Desiderio. There's Coach Don Dulay, and there's Nat Cosejo. They're down by 1, 45 seconds remaining before the end of the first quarter. Great pressure implemented by MJ Ayaay. Caspe, switch. Now against Magbuhos, they send it to the left. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Olivares, good hands by Cosejo. 6 seconds, Kent Ariar. Where will the magic come from? Olivares will drive. One-hander. No basket, no more shot clock. Itoon will wisely slow things down on his return game in the MPBL. 9 seconds, Bahia shoots. Too strong, rebound Olivares. 5 seconds remaining, Olivares almost traveled. There's a foul. The first foul in this game for Nueva Ecija.
Yeah, that is the first foul.
We've only seen a total of 2 fouls so far. 2 seconds. Nice block by Nat Cosejo, and that's going to do it for our first 10 minutes. That actually looked quite good for MJ Ayaay. But then he shall end the first frame with a score of 20-19. You mentioned the outside shooting for Mindoro was truly very effective for them.
Yeah, and all the more that they should make those shots from the outside. Paul hit a couple of 3 triples earlier, but it's really just the shots from the outside na binibigay nitong Nueva Ecija. So, we'll see what adjustments both these teams make, as this is a very close game.
We're seeing some shots. Paul Desiderio had 3 3-pointers early in this matchup. That's to answer back to Moguliano's excellent start for Nueva Ecija. That's a miss from him, but Robbie Celis was there for the cleanup. This end of the first quarter score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Back inside the Calasiao Sports Complex. The Puto capital of the Philippines is Calasiao, by the way. We are in Pangasinan for your Mpbl Saturday. It's Nueva Ecija versus Mindoro. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes. 20-19 is our tally. Chris Pitoon needing a teammate. There's Bahio. Defended by Ariar. 6 on the shot clock. Ayaay, nice fake. One more. MJ feeds. Magbuhos will fire. And there was a foul. So now that actually won't qualify, right, as a field goal attempt. Is that right?
Yeah.
Because he was fouled?
Yep. But I like the interior defense of Mindoro earlier. You see, a couple of tries to get inside, but, they didn't give him the opportunity to shoot it, so they had to kick it out.
That was a poor closeout.
Yeah.
Definitely a foul. Called on John Caspe, the homegrown for Mindoro. First free throw missed by Vince Magbuhos, and there you see Madam Ryan Cuevas with Sir Bong Cuevas getting used to the heat as well here in Pangasinan. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Vince Magbuhos is one of those guys who has had to adjust a lot in the MPBL. This guy is coming from Adamson University in the UAAP. He joined the likes of Jerome Lastimosa and Didat Hanapi, who's now playing for the Manila Stars here in the MPBL.
And he's a very good fit actually para dito sa sistema ni Coach Don Dulay, who loves bigs that actually can cover a lot of perimeter space and could be a threat down low also. So Vince pretty much is a really good guy that you have on your floor if you're Don Dulay.
It's 20 all. Teodoro misfires. Good effort by Caspe.
One of the very few times we've seen an offensive rebound on the side of Mindoro. That time nobody blocked out the rebounder right there for the Vice Vanguards.
First 2 points in this game for JJ Caspe. In their previous outing, he played 10 minutes and scored 5. Mindoro with the advantage. Chris Piton, step back. Jumper is good.
Well, that's what he gives you. Ito si Chris Piton. A lot of vision and can connect from the outside too.
Nice steal. Matt Cosejo. This is going to be a breakaway layup.
Boy, you love guys like those. Cosejo who could actually defend from way out and even finish on the other end if given the opportunity.
They're literally defending whole court.
Yep.
Caspe challenged beautifully by Vince Magbuhos, and that's a turnover.
Yan, grabe ang depensa ang binibigay rin talaga nitong Rice Vanguards. We saw in the first quarter, halos lahat perimeter shots, not much on the inside. As you see this move right here.
This fast break of the game brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Nat Cosejo able to perform very well as a 3 or as a 4. He's that versatile for Nueva Ecija. Vince Magbuhos, that's short. Rebound Kent Ariar. Almost 2 minutes gone by. Look at that pressure by Nat.
Yeah. Yun ang gusto mo, dinidelay yung bola pagbaba na, the shot clock is being used up even before you get to do anything in the front.
And now Cosejo will be rewarded with another breakaway layup.
All born out of defense, actually. Really good deflections, picks it up, and has enough speed to get out in the open floor.
It's now 26-22. Decoy Lopez, pass to Ariar, not much spacing again. Kent fires, that's short. Offensive rebound. Ariar, he scores.
Oh, and you see how clogged that shaded area is for Mindoro. I mean, the Rice Vanguards have always been there, trying to put a man in front.
26-24. 7 minutes and 20. High-low, nice play. JB Bahio will score. Caspe onto Decoy Lopez. 13 on the shot clock. Ariar off of the switch. Bahio in front of him. Cross court. Tay. Oh, may butike. And we run to the other end. Chris Bitoon. MJ Ayaay. All the confidence in the world. Short on the 3.
Well, yun, nagmintis yung attempt na yun. Pero definitely, fast break again. Transition play and defense is going to be key here para sa Mindoro. You have to be able to go back defensively in open floor.
28-24. Tay will fire. There's some redemption. First 3 points in this game for Mr. Tete Teodoro, and Mindoro is now 5 out of 9 from downtown.
Both teams actually shooting very well from the field, 47 and 40% respectively.
There's a miss from Nueva Ecija, and here comes Mindoro. Ariar. Teodoro thought about it. Tete off of the switch. There's the post player. Good defense by Vince Magbuhos. And here comes JB Bahio. 4-on-1, 2 easy points for Vince.
The running game's been on right here in this quarter para sa Rice Vanguards. As much as shooting has been really good, you know, it's been the running that's taking its toll on Mindoro right now. It's a 12-9 difference in favor of Nueva Ecija.
Oh, now there's a double dribble. Fast break scoring natin, 6-0.
Yeah.
The 12-9 is the bench scoring.
The bench scoring, yeah.
Now we're going to see Jay Collado for the first time in the 6th season of the Mpbl, the champion himself in Season 4. On the other end, it's a battalion substitution for Coach J.R. Kawaling. So let me just name the 5. Rodel Vaigan, Ken Bono, Paul Desiderio, Lester Reyes, and Andoy Estrella wearing blue. On the other end, joining Mr. Collado are MJ Ayaay, Nat Cosejo. We also have Chris Bitoon and JB Bahio. Bitoon, great triple team, kick out, Cosejo for 3. In and out, offensive rebound, Ayaay will score.
Iba talaga pag may advantage ka athletics-wise eh. You know, really good location on the rebound and can finish right through contact. Yan ang binigay ni JM Ayaay para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
It's now a 5-point advantage, which is relatively a big lead already in this game. This could actually be the biggest.
That's right. And sobrang tight rin ang defense nitong Rice Vanguards. Especially I love this matchup mix between Jay Collado and Ken Bono.
Okay, but now let's go to Gianna Llanes.
Wala ngayon si Justin Melton para sa Mindoro due to a hamstring injury, while Jordan Rios is also not playing due to a groin injury. However, a few activations for the Tamaraos, Kobe Pableo and homegrown player Mark Samonte. Building that camaraderie is the priority daw talaga for Mindoro. So in order to develop this, there is a lot of bonding for the team off-court, especially after every game, even through the losses. Ang kultura daw kasi ng koponan na ito is that there are no big or small roles. Everyone is important, and that is what the coaching staff is trying to remind them right now. Back to you guys.
Great mindset. That's Jay Collado just drained the 3-pointer, and that certainly is a good thing for Mindoro. For you to have team bondings, that will help out in terms of chemistry. But might I just say, so walang Jordan in today's game, pero meron namang Kobe para sa Mindoro. Meron ding Paul Desiderio who just scored for the blue shirts. 27-35, 4 minutes and 14 remaining before halftime. Okay, Paul Desiderio in their previous outing had 3 assists, 2 steals, and he scored 21 points, 6 out of 13 shooting. That's a decent percentage, right?
Right, definitely. And you know, talagang sobrang kailangan nila yung mga outside shooting na yan ni Paul Desiderio. It opens up a lot of options for their offense when you hit those shots from the outside.
So far in this game, Desiderio has scored 11. He's 4 out of 5 in total from the field. That makes him 1 out of 2 from the 2-point area. Thank you again for joining us. This is Mix Gomez alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes. It's 35-29, 4 minutes and 10 before halftime. Costello now in the game for the first time, the former leading scorer of Pasig City. Collado, top of the key. Too strong. Good effort on the rebound for Paul Desiderio and Rodel Vaigan.
Well, that's guy I hope would show up today, Rodel Vaigan. I mean, that guy can really score if he's given the chance.
Well, Gianna mentioned Mark Samonte is here as a homegrown from Mindoro. That guy is the ultimate homegrown for the Mindoro squad in the Mpbl. 5 on the shot clock. Nice escape for Andoy Estrella.
Ganda ng munting one-on-one na yun. Andoy versus Ryan. Two really good guards that we have in this game.
We're back with Nueva Ecija. They're up by 4. It still is 4 off of that miss by Maguliano. Nice spin. Cosejo misses. There's a loose ball foul, and it's against Nueva Ecija.
Boy, and you love that Paul Desiderio actually goes in there and secures that rebound for Mindoro. I mean, speaks a lot of his will to want to win this one.
The display of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Nice fake by Andoy Estrella. Is that a jab fake?
It
or
is.
A spin fake?
It's a jab with a spin fake.
Put them all together.
Yep.
35-31. Here's Andoy off of the switch. He will dance with it against Maguliano. Three-pointer. Short. Rebound, Ryan Costello.
Well, I'm sure JR Kawal is not going to be happy with that offensive set. Wala masyadong ball movement. Isang player lang nakahawak. You got to get more touches to move that defense.
Back with Maguliano. The pull-up and the make. He's feeling it in this game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Nakita mo yung pagkakaray sa tira niya, no? Talagang komportable, walang hesitation.
That's 9 points in this game for JP Maguliano. Estrella looking for Ken Bono against Jay Collado. Nice matchup. Bono, no foul. Good honest defense by JJ. And here's the recovery. 2 on the shot clock. Estrella. There's a foul at the last second.
Boy, but nakita mo yung depensa ni Jay Collado at saka ni Maguliano. I mean, they're really not allowing any interior attempts for Mindoro. Let them shoot from the outside, pero pag sa loob, pahirapan natin sila.
So it's 2 free throws for Andoy Estrella. There's coach J.R. Kawaling. Once upon a time, he played in the Mpbl, also for Mindoro.
So si Coach JR, I mean, he's got a really good command of the scheme, especially sa triangle office, because he's played that system.
That's Mayor Ina from Mindoro watching at the sideline. Also, we just saw some VIPs from Pangasinan. Later on, we'll give out our greetings to them. Thank you, by the way, to everybody who allowed us to visit this beautiful province. Tagangon onto Maguliano, and that drops in.
And Ken Bono just raises his hands. I mean, you can't allow that guy to just be scoring. Or Maguliano's been taking advantage of that sag on the defense on him, and he's making his shots.
He's in double figures now with 11 points. Oh, this is his range.
Yep.
Yeah, just the mid-range for him. Capitalizing time and time again against the defense of Ken Bono. It's now a 7-point advantage. Andoy Estrella now being double teamed. The full court defense continues for Kenneth Mocon and company against Paul Desiderio and the rest of Mindoro. 2 minutes remaining before the end of the second quarter. Two-man game. Andoy working with Ken Bono. Good hands by Jay Collado. 5 on the shot clock. Desiderio. Good hands as well by Kenneth Mocon. Out of bounds. Sideline inbound. It's 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock.
Pero ramdam mo yung nakadiin na depensa ng Nueva Ecija coming off that timeout. They're really taking them out of their comfort zone, not allowing them to even form or set up that offense.
Artaquino is back. He will inbound from the sideline, joining Reyes, Paigan, Desiderio, and Bono. They're going to look for Paul. He's going to turn around. There you go. Still good defense by Kenneth Mocon. Shot clock violation.
And if you're Paul Desiderio, that's a little bit frustrating because you're getting into your rhythm shots, you're getting deflections. got 2 chances to take a shot. Both of them nagkaroon ng deflection at mahirap yung mga tira na ginawa na ni Paul.
After all, Kenneth Mocon is a known perimeter defender. That was his role back in Season 3 when he was a part of the champion squad of the Davao Occidental Tigers, also under Coach Don Dulay. 39-32, under 90 seconds remaining in the second. Good look. Short for Jay Collado. Rebound Reyes up ahead. Del Vigan, 3-on-2. A 3-pointer on the fast break, and that drops.
And boy, I love that he took that shot. I mean, no way you're passing that if you're Vigan. You gotta take that. You're within your range. You know you can hit it from there. You got good percentage, and just go and take it.
First 3 points in this game for the homegrown in Rodel Vigan. Jay Collado this time attacks. Nice feed. Mocon from the corner. Off to the left. Rebound. JJ. Collado is blocked. One more. Drigue. Still no good. Clark is inside. Another block. But there's a foul.
Well, I'm sure itong Mindoro, they're gonna talk about this again. Itong rebounding deficiency, at least in that last set. Offensive rebounds and all, getting those shot blocks. But again, defending without fouling. The important thing is you don't give them those offensive rebounds kasi humihirap eh.
Good effort on the other end by Clark Drigue. I'm not sure if you noticed it. He's wearing goggles because he's been having eye problems. So it's quite serious. But after all, we're happy to still have him here in the Mpbl. Get well soon. Clark, a homegrown himself of Nueva Ecija, just misfiring from the free throw line.
And you just love players that, you know, getting to recover and play this game again. As Jay, oh wow.
That's his first 3.
Yeah. And that's the thing, kaya gusto mo yung matchup na yan ni Ken tsaka si Jay. Parehong tumitira sa labas, parehong may pasa at kaya rin pumoste ng parehong yan.
Let me check that. It's Collado's second 3-pointer in this game.
Ooh.
Now there's a foul on the other end.
Foul on number 6. Gab Dagangon, that's his first. And that is the 4th team foul.
It's Gab Dagangon called for the foul. There's Michael Vico with Andre Duremdes and Chris Vitoon at the sideline.
Isa pang pwedeng makakontribute sa Rice Vanguards yun. I'm sure they're missing MJ too.
By the way, Andre Duremdes will be back in the next game for Nueva Ecija. He's been feeling under the weather. The heat has gotten to him. So get well soon to Andre.
At marami rin ngayon ng mga medyo nagkakasakit at everyone else feel better, guys. The heat is really different nowadays.
3 on the shot clock. Paul Desiderio misfires. Rebound. Artaquino. Kick out. Bono wide open. Too strong on the 3. Ball tapped and recovered by Kenneth Mocon. 4 seconds. JJ, another 3. That's his 3rd in this half.
Oh, wow. And what a spectacular half that has been for Jay Collado to close that out with a wing 3. Just impressive from the outside.
And that's why shooters will continue to shoot. Even though he's missed a couple, Collado's range stays constant with him. There you go. 1 from the right wing. And then 1 from the left wing.
Kabilaan lang.
At sa lagay na yan, sanay tayo, top of the key pa siya.
Oo.
Doon lagi ang kanyang 3-pointers. That's a rare celebration, and Ryan Costello was so happy about it. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Now, we lead in our Buenas Player of the Week.
Number 4, Warren Bonifacio.
At your combined 0 out of 10 so far. There's the first make. Warren Bonifacio scores.
After that, you see that DHO right there with Patrick Sleep knocking it down.
PhD basketball because he can score from whatever move.
That's right.
Bonifacio backing down. He scores off the glass and in.
And
he might just be the lone natural center in this lineup of the Voyager. To the left, Recto drives. No foul. Good defense by Bonifacio. And they force the turnover.
rebound
Pasay still looking for its first basket, and it comes in the form of Warren Bonifacio.
Bonifacio spins, gets the double team. He recovers. Wow. Muscle up. Juan and Bonifacio. Man game up top. Switch. Bonifacio against Recto. Nice spin and the conversion. He attacks. Bonifacio will score. 18 points and 11 rebounds.
That's really just the best thing you can do if you're Pasay. Clear out that entire middle space because that's where Warren's been operating successfully.
At yun nga po ang highlights ng ating Player of the Week, Warren Bonifacio of Pasay, dito sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Siyempre po, lahat ng ating mga laro dito sa Mpbl ay mapapanood sa satellite powered by Signal. And speaking of, you are witnessing halftime of our first game here in the Mpbl, and it is between Mindoro and Nueva Ecija. The score is 45-35 in favor of Nueva Ecija. Now let's first talk to the Territory Sales Manager of Satellite powered by Signal, Sir Paul Hulipa. Sir Paul, good afternoon po sa inyo. Anong sulit sayang offer para sa mga satellite subscribers ang available po today dito sa Mpbl?
Magandang hapon po sa inyong mga tagapanood ng Mpbl sa buong Pilipinas at sa buong Pangasinan, especially in Calasiao. Para sa mga nanonood dito sa Calasiao Sports Complex, pwede ninyong mapanood ang Mpbl sa satellite. And at the same time, pwede kayo mag-subscribe dahil may booth po kami sa labas at mayroon kaming buy one take one load na libre. Buy one take one, libre isa, babayaran mo isa.
Sir Paul, ano-ano naman po ang mapapanood sa satellite sakto load 149?
Actually, marami tayong mapapanood sa satellite 149 na sakto load. Exactly na para sa mga bata, para sa mga matatanda, teenager at mas matanda. Sulit talaga ang panunood pag avail kayo ng satellite. Sakto sa load 149 dahil unang-una mapapanood ninyo ang matitinding laban ng Mpbl sa MPTV Channel 53. Bukod pa dito, marami bilang movie channels tulad ng Celestial Movies, Pinoy at Cinema One, kids channels na Tagalay tulad ng DreamWorks at International Entertainment tulad ng Warner TV. Kaya register na at bumili ng load.
Now, my last question po, Sir Paul, paano naman po makakapag-subscribe or makakabili ng load ang mga gustong manood ng Mpbl at marami pang palabas sa satellite?
Magandang tanong yan, ma'am. Actually, sa booth namin sa labas, pwede kayong magpa-load o dili kaya tignan nyo yung GFM 2. Mag-message lang po kayo doon kahit saan po kayo dito sa Pangasinan. Pwede tayong mag-load. Just text us or message us.
Maraming salamat. Once again, that was Sir Paul Lulipas, the Territory Sales Manager of Satellite, powered by Signal. Ang balitang basketball na ito ay hatid sa atin ng Satellite, the official regional broadcast partner of the Mpbl. Tutok lang sa MPTV Channel 53, available sa Satellite sakto load 149 and up. Ako po si Gianna Llanes at magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
It is halftime for Nueva Ecija and Mindoro in Pangasinan. The score reads 45-35 after a 26-point outburst by the Rice Vanguards in the second quarter, outscoring Mindoro by 15. Coach Mike, our numbers.
Well, you see the numbers, field goals, well, 46 and 40 at 38%. Pero importante dyan, yung +5 na field goal attempts para dito sa Nueva Ecija. A lot of that really has to do with the rebounds. See that disparity, +7 rebounds for Nueva Ecija and 4 of them advantage coming from offensive rebound, both shooting really well from three-point land. And I'm very happy that Mindoro is actually doing a good job of sharing that ball, keeping in pace 10 versus 13 on ball distribution stats.
But can they go back to their first quarter form? They actually had the lead after 10 minutes. Nueva Estrella gave us that highlight, a fake jab, a fake spin, as Coach Mike described it. But here's JP Maguliano, who actually idolizes Tim Duncan. So it's no surprise that that mid-range back shot is a part of his repertoire. And on the other hand, Jay Collado, alam naman na natin yan. He has that three-pointer and he had 3 in the first half.
Malaking disparity rin dyan si the leading scorers here, Megs.
Maguliano with 11, Collado has 9, Celis and Ayaay combined for 11. That's for Nueva Ecija. On the other hand, we have Paul Desiderio. Had 11 points, but that was early in the first half. After that, it's Andoy Estrella, Lester Reyes, and Tete Teodoro combining for 13. Thank you for joining us.
Tsaka ano rin, Migs, Nueva Ecija is actually leading the bench points stat, 25 versus 12, and 14 of those coming from the combined points of Jay Collado and Ayay. Those two have been really good off the bench para sa Rice Vanguards.
There's a testament to the depth of Nueva Ecija in this season. Shot clock winding down. That's short for Lester Reyes. And talking about the depth of Nueva Ecija, I talked to Coach Don Dulay before this game. Sabi ko, Coach, what's the biggest difference? Sabi niya, if last year I had a strong lineup, this time I have a strong and deeper lineup. Ang daming options. And so, managing the minutes of the players, managing their expectations in the games, that would be one of their transitions.
That's right, and I really agree with that. Sa sinabi na ni Coach Don, I mean, you already had, Robles, Rob Celis, Eman Calo in your team, but now you've got more guys who can actually contribute in unique responsibilities on the floor para dito sa Rice Vanguards, and napakalaking flexibility niyan para kay Coach Don.
That's a good reminder. Billy Ray Robles, shout out to you. He's recovering from a back injury. He's not here in Pangasinan. Same goes for Eman Calo, as now Ken Ariar just scored for Mindoro.
At para magkaroon ka ng luxury na nakapahinga yung dalawang yun and still be performing at this level, sobrang ganda talaga ng flexibility na yan para kay Coach Don.
Wala pang Andre Durendes at Michael Wico, but Gianna did mention this is the return game for both Jay Collado and Chris Biton, as Rob Celis just scored.
How can you not be amazed at how Rob Celis plays this game? He plays it on his 2 feet, very controlled when he puts that ball on the floor, and can even create even in a difficult situation to finish.
Basically a walking mismatch. Good steal. Dagangon goes all the way for 2.
Tinignan mo si Ayaay at si Dagangon halos interchangeable in how they contribute to the Rice Vanguards.
And the pressure continues all the way to the baseline of Mindoro. It's been a tough time for literally all players to try to bring down that ball. Ariar has had his share. That's an ankle breaker against Maguliano. Kin still lost the ball. Forward pass, JC Culyar playing track and field. And that's 2 easy points for him.
At itong nakikita natin nakadiin na depensa ngayon, preview lang pala yung kanina nakita natin before the end of the second quarter, and really just preparing for a really tighter defense here in the third.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. 2 easy points for Gab Dagangon, and this makes me wonder, will Nueva Ecija continue playing like this in terms of its defense all season long? Because that would definitely make me excited to watch or maybe even cover Nueva Ecija versus Zamboanga.
Oh yeah, definitely. Whew.
Timeout, 51-37. Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino mula sa Puto, capital of the Philippines, Calasiao, where we can see Madam Ryan Cuevas with some beautiful headphones alongside Sir Bong Cuevas. And there you see Mayor Kevin Roy Macanlalay of Pangasinan and Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz of Pola Oriental, Mindoro. We're glad to have our VIPs with us. As now Paul Desiderio is furious. He wants a challenge on the out-of-bounds call.
Wow, this combo of Colliar and Anocon really making it tough for Desiderio here.
Oh, yes. Those two are known for their defense.
That's
Colliar and Mocon. Kulang na lang, isama mo pa si Nat Cosejo dyan.
Correct. And to your point, it would be really interesting to see this against Zamboanga. I mean, the twins and either Adi Santos or Mahari against those three.
Right.
Boy, gonna be a treat.
So Zamboanga is going to need Renzo Subido helping out at the backcourt for that game. But on the other end, again, this is not the hold of Nueva Ecija.
Right.
Talk about energy guys, Billy Robles, Eman Calo, Michael Wico. Sila pa nga eh. They're actually known for being energy guys.
Correct. MJ, you know, kilala na natin yan pagdating sa...
This is Michael Wico.
Michael Wico, right? You know, kilala na natin yan. I guess if those two would meet, it really boils down to conditioning now. You know, how much of you can really sustain that all throughout the game.
Well, Andrea Indicio did share to us that they have 2 hours filled with running. It's basically hardcore practice for Zamboanga that allows them to get better conditioning before their games.
And I feel that one thing that the Rice Vanguard should also work on would be the chemistry and how they gel together quickly, because that Zamboanga team sure feels like family right there. You know, super close na yung mga players na yun, di ba?
Okay sana kung Family's Brand Sardines pa rin sila, kaso Master Sardines na sila. On the other end, Nueva Ecija is trying to create a new family for the Rice Vanguards with a new coach, with a new core. It's very deep. I'm sure a lot of people would still consider it as a title contender. But now let's see who touched the ball last.
Oh yeah, look, it hit the hand of Nokomis. He was the one who touched it last before it went out.
This should be a better angle. Watch out for Mokon's left hand. Ooh.
That was close.
Okay. We'll let our referees decide. Jojo Belnas, Alan Manzano, and... oh my gosh, I'm gonna need to read this better next time.
Jing Takiam.
Ang galing ah.
Yeah.
Nababasa mo yan? Okay, how about the fourth man?
Upon review, the challenge
Jan
was
Macalio.
unsuccessful.
Makailo.
Ball possession goes
Shout out
to
to our
Nueva
referees.
Ecija Rice Vanguards.
Alam mo, lagi ako nagkakaproblema dito sa pangalan na to. Jing
Tagyam.
Tagyam. Okay. He's actually the guy who's holding the ball right now.
Right. I know that because he's part of my friends list.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so, you know, from time to time I see
Pero
some
marami
of his
kasi
posts.
sila eh.
Dami eh, di ba?
Alright, so we're getting ready for Nueva Ecija having possession. Apparently, there was no touch by Kenneth Mocon. Yeah, we're just fixing the time. Yeah, we gotta let them fix this properly. It's the shot clock. Oh, okay. Play on. JC Culio, Kenneth Mocon. Maguliano, back to Lucas. Couliard using the screen up top. Robbie Celis, 11 on the shot clock. Robbie crosses down the middle. That's signature for him.
Makes you wonder what kind of defense you're going to put up against a very controlled guy in Rob Celis. I mean, you can say this over and over again. That really guy got really good offensively.
Celis is now in double figures, 10 points and 4 rebounds for him. 53-37. Desiderio will get the ball back. Lester Reyes, one more feed. Good anticipation by Lucas Couliard. Nueva Ecija trying to extend its biggest lead. Kenneth Mocon for 3. Off to the right, rebound Mindoro. Ariar needs a teammate.
And defensively, mukhang itong Rice Vanguards, I mean, they're willing to give up the interior, the outside shots rather than the inside penetrations. First off, they don't want you to set up that offense. Second, if you're taking the shot, you got to take it from the outside because inside we're going to clog on you.
Shooting so far in this game is at 39% for Mindoro and 50% for Coach Don Dulai's Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards.
And you'd like to think Mindoro actually learned a few stuff from that the games that they've had because, you know, you have to be able to get the shot attempts. Right now, they are -8 on that department.
Nice contest, but it wasn't enough as Aquino was fouled. That was by Gab Dagangon.
Talagang pag pumasok ka sa loob ng shaded area, hindi pwedeng tumira ka na madali. If you're Mindoro, pahihirapan at pahihirapan ka ng depensa.
But you were talking about Mindoro getting more familiarized with its system, with the quality of its shots, you know, they're trying to make it better. They're relatively new, and
Right.
the league this season is relatively new. What time frame will you actually give them? Like ilang weeks, ilang buwan para makonsider mo na significant amount of time na yun for them to have adjusted on?
Well, considering, assuming that they did have enough preparation time before the league started, maybe about 2 to 3 months.
Matagal pa.
Yeah.
Well, this is a league that will stretch up until December. Regular season up until October, so there's a lot of time. 53-38, 6 minutes and 10. Nueva Ecija to the left, middle, high-low. That's off of Quintariar.
Good defense by Kent right there. Alam niya, Rob Celis, may potential yan na mag-high-low. Binantayan kagad yung airwaves on that high pass.
This lucky fan of the game is brought to you by Buenas. That's all the space that Robbie Celis needs for a crossover and a finish. A miss by Nueva Ecija, and now we're back with Mindoro. 53-38. Ooh, that's a foul. Tulak mula kay Kenneth Mocon.
Foul yun, pero sa side ng Mindoro, ramdam mo yung depensa na binibigay sa'yo ng Rice Vanguards. It's not easy to get to your offensive sets.
Quintariar. Andoy Estrella against a tough defender in Lucas Cullar. Andoy spins baseline. That's a push by Lucas. He wanted the charge, but he didn't get it.
But once Andoy spun baseline, I guess that's advantage Andoy because he's a left-handed player. He can easily either one do a step back and pull up, or if you he gets a fake, then you close out. He can attack you baseline side.
Sorry, he's right-handed. Does that change things?
A little bit.
Andoy Estrella now at the stripe. Estrella. First gimme is short. Free throw shooting hasn't been too friendly. Well, we haven't seen too many attempts so far. Mindoro's at 2 out of 5. And Nueva Ecija is at 1 out of 5. But percentage-wise, mababa yun.
Tsaka malakas rin talaga sa poste si Andoy. Hindi rin basta maitutulak. Yung Battle of the Guards, he's up there sa poste.
53-39. JB Bahio has returned. He joins Cosejo, Ayaay, Cullar, and Celis. There's the press break, man middle. Robbie Celis being that guy. Lucas, what type of zone is this?
That's a 1-3-1 zone.
Still, Robbie Celis scores.
Yep.
What's usually the purpose of doing a 1-3-1 zone?
Well, you try and avoid the passes on the wings, and you're willing to give up the corners if you're doing a 1-3-1. The zone, you're really more covering those wings and corners, but there are still gaps that you can attack.
Estrella trying to go down low again, and Aquino lost space. Ralph Olivares will now return for Mindoro. Olivares in the first half played 6 minutes, and he was scoreless. Almost halfway done in the third quarter. Oh, we have another sub. Tate Teodoro a bit late there. He comes in for Andoy Estrella. So Olivares will be at the top of this press. 1-2-1-1.
Binabalikan ng press back din, no?
Oh.
Nakadiin din.
MJ Ayaay. Rob Celis, that's a mismatch. Kick out, MJ. Back to Rob. Great patience. Celis turns around and misses. Rebound Tete.
Well, good thing that Tete stayed very patient defensively against Rob Celis from there.
Oh, high looper. That was a foul by Robbie Celis.
Hindi umabot yung closeout.
Oh, he tried. Definitely had good intention. We thought that it was a block for a split second. But until Jojo Belnas saw a touch on the arm. Here's Tete Teodoro. Idolizing James Harden. That's what we discovered in Binyan.
So far sa mga previous game, he was really good in that win over Bicol, yung opening day win nila, where he hit 3 3-pointers in the, I guess, the last 2-3 minutes to give them that win. But so far, medyo lumamig ng konti ang kamay ni Tete from the outside, and it's been Paul that's been carrying that load on that stat.
And Mindoro hasn't won after that opening win.
Right.
55-14, Nueva Ecija. There you go. The win-loss records of our two teams. 1-3 for Mindoro and 1-0 for the Rice Vanguards. Cuellar using the screen. There's the bounce. Magbuhos, one more. Back to Vince, but it's 3 in the key for JB Bahio.
Well, try to be very patient, no? Wala yung tira, pinasa sa labas, pero natawagan lang, napituhan ng 3. Pero ito noticeably, Migs, wala si Jordan Rios. We haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, Gianna did mention he's out for this game.
Okay.
So it's a groin injury, if I remember it correctly, for Jordan Rios. Turnover story at 10-4 in favor of Nueva Ecija.
He's the big offensive rebounder for Mindoro, and so that's why kanina at the half we said there are -4 on that stat, or offensive rebounds.
Tete back at the line. First free throw is good. He's up to 5 points, but the lead is still 14. We're seeing a lot more slower of a third quarter compared to the first half.
Well, a lot of that is because both teams decided to play defense, no? Medyo stretch na yung depensa, kaya medyo bumagal. The only time I guess you'll be seeing a fast break if it's a miss on the outside, it's a long rebound, and they run.
Cuellar takes a breather. Chris Pito on his back. On the other end, Decoy Lopez has returned for Mindoro. Bahio turns around. One-hander, he makes it.
Sanay na sanay talaga doon sa mga scrimmage against Balti Baltasar and Pampanga. I mean, he's developed into that kind of player, lalo na here with an opportunity for the Rice Vanguards.
Oh, those were longer and tougher contests that he had last year as Ken Bono scores, getting some retribution.
So, ang ano sa kanya, what you admire about JB is walang reklamo, you know? Tulad nun, dikit yung, halos dumikit na yung siko sa mukha niya ni Ken, but you know, still stays the course.
There you go, offensive rebound for JB Bahio. 10 on the shot clock. Cosejo for 3. Short. Rebound MJ Ayaay. And the putback.
Bringing a lot of athleticism with a good timing on offensive rebounds. That's what's going to happen.
59-44. 3 minutes and 15. Ken Bono backing down. Bono. No basket. 2 free throws.
Masaheng-masahe si JB.
Pero hindi magreklamo yan. Tanggap niya yan.
Tanggap lang ng tanggap no? Pero nakikita, I feel Coach JR Kawanin sees a mismatch on that post-up. Kaya twice consecutive, they've gone to that.
Well, Ken did score on the first try. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kumpletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Ken Bono, in this game, he looks a bit better. But it's a long way to go for him. In terms of his adjustments, back to 5-on-5. He did play 3x3 basketball for a couple of years. And last year, he was an assistant coach to Bicol. Pass to the middle, high-low. Onto the wing, MJ Ayaay. MJ saw an opening. The pull-up and the miss.
Well, those are shots he would have made against the QC team last time. Yun yung mga crucial na basket niya ng fourth quarter.
That's right. And he was the top scorer with 17 for Nueva Ecija back at home. Decoy Lopez backing down, one-hander, no basket. One-handed rebound for MJ, just like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
And here's Chris Piton. Nice kick out to the corner. Magbuhos all day.
You love a big that can run the lanes, fill the corners, and hit shots from the outside. That helps spread out that defense and allows other guys to dribble penetrate.
It's now a 16-point advantage. That matches the biggest lead for Nueva Ecija in this game. Bono double team. Ken Bono still fires and scores.
But so far that ploy has worked. There are two things that they worked on. One, they let go of that guy in that corner with the ball side. They let that go so that, you know, it's a solo side on the triangle. That's what we're talking about before. Allowing that big man to attack without the worry of a corner defender.
Back with Mindoro. They have some momentum. Olivares drives. There's the kick out. Bono, he's feeding it. Short. Ball tapped away by MJ Ayay.
Yeah, malinaw na malinaw. Tapik ni MJ yan.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Vince Magbuhos, he's used to doing this from Italy to Adamson to Pangasinan.
Yeah.
Ken Bono backing down against JB Bahio. The spin, did he walk? Nope. He gets the bounce. It's like a clinic for Ken Bono.
Binisik ni Ken Bono. Grabe, that double coming from the top side. Went on the baseline for that spin. How beautiful can that be? Look at this. That double was coming on the top side. Did that fake. JB went in. And Ken just letting that post play happen.
Tamang veteran moves lang mula kay Ken Bono. 62-50, we have a timeout. I did mention he's feeling himself different in Pangasinan. So it seems like the heat has certainly waved on in the right way for Ken Bono. 10 points, 8 in this quarter, 2 assists as well for him.
Well, you did mention in a previous broadcast now he's trying to lose weight. This would be a good place for him to lose weight sa init. Ano? So parang yun ang siguro tinitake advantage ni Ken.
I'm not sure if he's going to want to stay here in Pangasinan, but he'll take this good performance as Nat Cosejo scores.
Nat Cosejo immediately answering back after that beautiful baseline post-up by Ken. Trying to take it back.
But he did make his impact in the first half with his defense, just like this. Almost a turnover. 11 on the shot clock. Paul Desiderio given some space. He will fire. That's a miss. Rebound, Chris Biton. Up ahead. Biton bounces. Ayay will finish.
Boy, you give lane cutters to Chris Biton who's coming down the floor. That's an easier job. Ikaw yung wingman. Napakadali nun.
66-50 now. 45 seconds remaining before the end of the third. We're back with Ken Bono. Fast break story 15-3. There's a whistle blown. Foul called on JB Bahio.
Well, one thing that, as you see this beautiful pass here by Chris Biton.
Well, last year we would see Michael Vico do that.
Yeah.
It's a different MJ this time around. Ken Bono is at the stripe. This is his best game so far in the Mpbl. And again, he wants to give a big shout out to his friends, his co-villagers, yun ang mga kasama niya na mag-transition to 5-on-5, yung mga pick-up games na kanyang nilalaro.
At saka talagang go-to point of attack nila ngayon, yung right post area na yun. Speaking of Mindoro, and I guess maybe a good 8 to 6 possessions all coming from that spot.
66-52, JB Bahio. There's the spin. Great footwork. Bahio able to escape.
Ayun naman, stayed in control. Not really your basic post-up move, but you know, he tried to be creative, moving his feet and waiting for that defense to collapse.
68-52 now, 16 seconds remaining before the end of the third. That was tapped away by Mindoro. Or actually, it was tapped away by Chris Bitoon. So Mindoro will have possession. Sideline inbound. JJ Caspe. Lalabas si Tay. Good denial. Decoy Lopez, 12 seconds. Here's Ralph Olivares, met by Vince Magbuhos. Olivares eyeing him down. A lot of moves there. Olivares, short. Rebound, Ayaay, and they will lose time. So Mindoro continues to be catching up in this game. Nueva Ecija still in pure domination.
Yeah, and you know, it's really because of the Titan defense, lalo na in the first half of the third quarter, where we saw a lot of deflections and a lot of good stops by the Rice Vanguards.
This end of the third quarter score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Presenting our Suzuki, muscular and sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. We are back inside the Calasiao Sports Complex in the Puto, capital of the Philippines. This is Mix Gomez at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez and Gianna Llanes.
Parang ang sarap tuloy magputo.
Oh yeah,
na binabanggit niya.
nagutom tayo bigla. Fourth quarter has begun for Mindoro versus Nueva Ecija. The Rice Vanguards are looking good. Our quarter scoring.
Well, for the most part, it's really been Nueva Ecija outscoring Mindoro for all the three quarters, and that's why they have this 16-point lead right now, and really more shot attempts. We go back to that. Earlier, they were -8 on shot attempts at the half. Right now, they're -15. So, you know, the numbers really just keep piling up, and so long as that defense keeps holding them back, you know, this is going to be a trend. They have to overcome that.
Still a long time here. 9 minutes and 30. Estrella. Trying to dance with JB Bahio. Andoy in the paint, almost a turnover. Here's a recovery, 4 on the shot clock. Lopez hanging in the air. No basket, still no putback, and now there's a foul.
And again, babalik ka doon sa depensa pinapakita nitong Rice Vanguards. They make it very uncomfortable for you to even set up the offense. And even if you run it, well, mahirapan kang to make any shot attempts because they're plugging those holes real good.
Baseline inbound here for Tay Teodoro. They go to Andoy Estrella. Ooh, trying to create some separation with his foot. MJ Ayaay remained unbothered. That's a miss by Tay. Bahio got the board and he was fouled.
And Bahio literally leaping over the Mindoro rebounders right there. Lester Reyes was not able to box him out, and so he was able to claim that offensive board.
Back with Nueva Ecija. Here's Chris Bitoon. JB Bahio up top. Handoff. Nope. Back to Chris. 8 seconds. Bitoon drives. Almost lost space. JB Bahio down the middle. That's a turnover. Oh, the ball went out of bounds in favor of the Rice Vanguards.
Yeah, masyadong clog yung pinasok na yun ni JB Bahio. You know, the defense of Mindoro, that time around, credit to them, able to locate the guy who was trying to get in and made it difficult.
Off of the inbound, MJ Ayaay basically had a second to work it out to no avail. Forward pass. JJ Caspe, baseline drive, up and under with some magic in the air.
Oh man, we'd love to hear that line again, Mix. Pero grabe yung tinira na yun. Coming off a really good defensive stop too.
At mababa yung inilalim talaga ng bola sa baling iyon. Good move by JJ Caspe. Now it's Ayaay who couldn't score. Mindoro on the run. They're down by 14. Tay, this is a big one. No good. Offensive rebound. Kint Ariar. Mindoro, another look. Almost walked. Here's Andoy. The bump. Estrella leans in. No basket.
Again, it's the defense that stopped them.
Nice pass. JB Bahia to Nat Cosejo.
Well, Mindoro actually had a little good run right there. Defensive stop, convert the other way, got another stop, but couldn't convert the second time around.
70-54 now. Under 8 minutes remaining in this game. Caspes swings to the corner. Ariar onto Andoy Estrella. Kint. Low block. Good defense by MJ Ayaay. Forward pass. And there was a foul to stop MJ and Vince Magbuhos.
Minsan it's a matter of reach, you know, yung mga pasa na gano'n. Maybe you have enough reach, but look at this one.
Wow, that was such a beautiful move from JJ Caspe. Allowing this lucky fan of the game, brought to you by Buenas, to be happy, rejoicing at the sideline. That's going to be a part of our top 10 plays of the week for sure.
Ang lalim ng hugot.
Oo.
Grabe yun.
Let's see if that can spark things up for Mindoro in this game. Steele's story. 7-love, 7-0, 7-0, however you may want to put it, as JC Goliard just scored inside.
No, it's just a testament of the kind of defensive stop that the Rice Vanguards have been employing here para sa Mindoro. Hirap na hirap mag-execute.
It's now an 18-point advantage. This is the newest, biggest lead for the Rice Vanguards. Caspe, baseline again. He was fouled by JB Bahio.
And boy, itong Rice Vanguards, ibang klase itong pinapakitang depensa ngayon. Credit to this man right here. Coach Don Dulay has really turned up a notch and tightened that screw for the Rice Vanguards, telling them, hey, no let up. Gotta defend against these guys.
All right, now let's go back to our courtside reporter, Gianna Llanes.
Listening first, then speaking when it's your turn is a common theme for the Mindoro Tams. In order to catch up this quarter, makes the Coach Mike, bilanggit nyo yung mga mismatches nila kanina during the third quarter. At yun ang unang in-address ng kupunan ni Coach JR. Andoy, Tay, at Paul Desiderio actually had to regroup during their last huddle kung saan ang positioning nila at ang mga role nila bilang guard. Coach JR naman applauded Ken Bono for his shots inside, pero pinayuhan siya to think carefully first before attacking. So before coming into this quarter, Coach JR told his team, mababa lang natin ang lamang na yan. Let me just see your effort. Back to you guys.
There you have it. I mean, it's piece by piece. If you think about it, for Mindoro to try to trim this lead down, they're going to have to stop this guy, Jake Oliado, who just came barging in.
And that's one big piece that you gotta put a stop. But, you know, aligning with what Gianna reported, I mean, sinabi na, you know, Ken, take your time and get a different read. But it's also got to be team effort, because once he gets that ball on the post, people on the weak side got to move. But everybody's just watching around.
Gianna also mentioned the guards, Tate Teodoro, Paul Desiderio, and Andoy Estrella regrouping. You think, you know, that press has really changed the roles of those guards in this game?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, I guess those guys are talking about getting to open spots and showing an available hand na mapapasahan sila ng malinis, because this pressure has really not allowed Mindoro to even set up any good offensive scheme.
Offensive rebound off of the miss by Jake Oliado. It's a 17-point game. JB Bahio, high-low, intercepted by Ariar. Now there's a foul inside against Rodel Vaigan.
Well, that's how much this rotation has changed for Nueva Ecija. Before, ang high-low mo, Jake Collado nasa taas, Mike Mabulak, Will Macalori nasa baba. Ngayon, it's switch. It's Jake Collado on the low block, JB Bahio on the top, looking for that pass inside.
Off of the baseline inbound, here's MJ Ayaay. 9 on the shot clock. MJ trying to shake off Kint Ariar. Tough pass, Collado turns around, tough shot. No basket. 73-56. The pressure continues. Rodel Vaigan, baseline drive. Vaigan, 2 points.
So far, very efficient si Rodel. I mean, well, he's what, 2 out of 2 or 2 out of 3 from the field, and he's picking his shots.
5 points now for Rodel Vaigan. He is 2 out of 2 so far. Under 6 minutes to go. Up top, Lucas Cullar, hounded by Rodel Vaigan. 6 on the shot clock. Lucas, what can he do? They're losing time. Costello needs to fire. One more pass. Ayaay. That's good, but it won't count.
inabot sa dip. Baba ng dip ang tagal, kaya inabot siya.
I actually thought Ryan Costello should have shot the ball.
Yeah. And he can make that shot,
Costello continues to play a different role. He hasn't shot the ball even once in this game. So Del Vigan, before he caught the ball, there was a foul call. It's against Lucas Cullar.
And alam natin na itong si Ryan is streak shooter to. He can score in bunches. And maybe it's him really just trying to embrace the role na binigay sa kanya. Anyway, it's just 2 games in. And, hopefully we'll see more production, a more scoring Ryan Costello as the season goes.
Coach Don Dulay did tell us na syempre may onting hiya na nararamdaman ng ating players dahil nga mas malalim na yung team nila in the 6th season of the MPBL. But he is trying to empower Ryan Costello and Chris Biton to score. Just play their usual game as JB Bahio scores on the break. After all, Don Dulay himself was a scorer, was a shooter back in his day.
Right.
That's a steal by JB. Pass break, Costello lost the ball.
8th steal of the game, and it's just relentless so far para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
Robbie Celis has checked in to replace JB Bahio. Halfway done in the last quarter. Here's Kent Ariar. Desiderio against Kenneth Bocon. It's been a tough matchup for him. Ariar attacks. Good contest by Jay Collado. Offensive rebound and the putback for JJ Casper.
JJ staying right there, trying to get that offensive rock, and which he successfully does, and turn it into 2 points.
75-60 up top. Jay Collado. They go to Ryan Costello. Pass on to Robbie Celis. Cullar is wide open. Robbie pulls up and misses.
Very rare yung hindi nakita niya si JC sa dulo. Rob normally looks for open guys if he doesn't have that shot.
Well, there's a foul against Ryan Costello, who tried to stop Rodel Vigan. I wonder if it's starting to be a mental game for Ryan Costello, especially with his adjustment as not too much of a scorer.
Minsan kasi may mga players that get their rhythm on who they are. If he's a scorer, doon niya nakukuha yung rhythm ng game. And you can give up everything else so long as you get your points. But for you to give up your attempts first before you do your role, medyo siguro nag-a-adjust pa si Ryan.
Yeah, there you go. After all, this is only game number 2 for Nueva Ecija. Rodel Vigan continues to be perfect from the field and the line. It's only a 12-point deficit. Make that a 13-point deficit. 4 minutes and 7. Here's Kenneth Mocon. Costello, Celis, cross court, Cullar. This time he fires. No foul. Rebound for Caspe. There's a guy ahead. Vigan. Trailer, JJ. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
He came from one end to the other.
Yeah, and that's a real quick action right there for Caspe and Rodel Vigan. First it was Vigan who ran out, get that outlet from Caspe, and Caspe returns it back with a little cut along that lane.
Just great dedication, great hard work by JJ Caspe on his first NPBL year. So he's truly made his mark here in the 3rd frame, as he is also in double figures, 75-64. JB Bahio against Kansas City had 10 points, 10 rebounds, 3 dimes, and 4 steals. That allowed him to be the best player at home. It seems like Gianna Llanes has a story for us about JB Bahio.
Mabilis daw ang adjustment ni JB Bahio dito sa Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards dahil kay JC Cullar, Vince Magbuhos at Eman Calo na matagal na niyang kasama. Kaya mas komportable daw siya pag sila ang kasama niya on court. Off court naman, he looks to Calvin Oftana and Coach Yuri Escueta for advice, attributing his best player performance last game to their guidance. Ngayon, sino naman itong si JB outside of basketball? He said he is an island boy through and through. Mahanap daw natin siya na nakabarko sa isla. sa isla nila sa Cebu during off-season, adding that he'll gladly tour us if we ever drop by. How do you guys feel about that?
Ooh, that makes me hope for the return of the Cebu franchise in the MPBL because that would allow us to get a tour dun sa islang pantropiko ni JB Bahio sa Cebu. 8 points so far in this game for JB, and it's a good thing to hear that he still learns from San Beda coach Yuri Escueta and Calvin Oftana, a former bedista himself.
Well, boy. Sarap naman, no? Nakabangka ka lang, nasa island ka.
Wag lang sana sobrang init.
Wag lang sobrang init. Hindi ka naman pwede magbawa ng aircon.
Ay, nice fake up top. Mocon, daylight. Nope. Rebound, Lester Reyes. Mindoro's down by 11. 3 minutes to go. Caspe with some momentum in this quarter.
Yeah.
He will fire. This is a big one. Too strong. Ball tapped and recovered by nobody. There's a foul against Lucas Cullar. And it's free throws already for Rodel Vaigan.
Well, part of that offensive recovery is Rodel Vaigan. Ang ganda nung tinapik niya doon. That allowed another possible possession for them. And so far, this guy, Rodel Vaigan, has really been just efficient on the field. Doing the right stuff given the limited minutes that he's got.
Well, after all, this guy is known for playing until the last second. Kahit na sobrang tambak na ng kanyang team. We would even see some awkward fouls from him dahil gusto niya pang maglaro. Kahit na alam niyang talo na sila. That is a great testament to his dedication. He's been doing it since the 3rd season of the MPBL as Chris Piton returns, replacing JC Lucas Cullar.
And I guess similar to JB Bahio, he's not complaining about anything. He's just doing his roles.
It's a 10-point game. Still possible for a comeback, right?
Yep. Still enough time. You gotta tighten up the screws still.
Robbie Celis drive, he hangs, and he got fouled.
I'm telling you, Rob Celis on the elbow, single coverage with that corner empty is really deadly. I mean, he spins around inside reverse pivot or outside pivot. Either way, he can hit you.
So there's no concept of forcing him to go to the right?
I don't think so. I mean, he can finish going left, he can finish going right. And maybe you can push him out a little bit further. Pero
kaya
that
may
close?
tulak pa half court, yun siguro yung solution mo. There's Byron Villarreal, the type of guy that you will defend as soon as he crosses the half court. We're missing him in the MPBL. Get well soon to all of the Rice Vanguards who are still trying to recover. Villarreal currently has a foot sprain.
That's another weapon.
Oh yes, for sure.
Definitely.
A finals MVP himself.
Yep.
Here's Kindariar against Maguliano, who did start the game very well for Nueva Ecija. Good double team. And, ooh, there's a foul. That's 2 more free throws.
And free throws have been piling up here para dito sa Mindoro. But, you know, that's expected because of how tight that defense is para dito sa Rice Vanguards.
Kindariar at the stripe. First one is good.
They've been actually doing very good at the free throws. They're 16 of 21, roughly almost 80% right there. Samantalang ang attempts from the free throws have been, there's a 11 attempt disparity between Nueva Ecija and that of Mindoro.
By the way, Mindoro has shot from the free throw line 20 times in the second half.
Right.
Compared to only 2 in the first 20 minutes of play. 7 on the shot clock. Chris Piton, Robbie Celis. There you go. He goes right. Kick out. Piton for 3. Off to the right. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the MPBL, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. That could have been a big 3
Right.
for Rodel Vaigan.
That's right. Sayang yung opportunity na yun. I mean, could have brought this down to at least 8.
77-66, Robbie Celis in trouble. Nice cross. Celis, great calculation. Basket and 1.
I told you.
Kahit anong gawin mo.
Anong gawin mo? And he's such a good decision maker that whatever that secondary defense is gonna do, he's gonna do it.
Robbie Celis leads the way in terms of scoring for Nueva Ecija. So he now has, let me do the total. A total of, ilan na siya? 16.
Yeah.
16 plus 8. 1,024 points in his Mpbl career.
Grabe, no? Tsaka maganda yung pagkakakolect niya ng mga puntos na yun.
Same goes for JJ Caspe, who's been the spark plug in this game for Mindoro.
Oh, he's just been good this game. And, you know, similar to Vaigan, really good quality minutes that we've gotten from Caspe.
That's 12 points for JJ. Off the bench for him. 79-68, a minute to go. Is Biton working with Rob Celis. Biton going left. They swing to the left. Maguliano misfires. Rebound. That's out of bounds. But before the ball went outside, we just heard the buzzer, so it's a shot clock violation. Mindoro trying to pull off a miracle here. Somebody has to be Tracy McGrady-like. Here's JJ Caspe. He's feeling it. What will he do? They're taking a lot of time. Ariar, high-low.
Yeah,
Lester Reyes, no conversion.
Yeah, for the most part, ganun naman, mix eh. You know, it's taking time for them to execute. Nawala na kasi yung confidence nila after yung pressure na binibigay sa kanila kanina. Now that nandun sila sa spot na madali mag-execute, nagsa-second guess sila.
30 seconds to go. Chris Biton, I wonder if they will still shoot in this possession. Which guy, if they won't shoot, will register a turnover? 8-second differential, Robbie Celis. This is good sportsmanship.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know,
Bibigay niya yan. There you go. Bibigay niya yan. Binigay rin ni Biton. And tumira pa si Maguliano. So no turnover, just a missed shot for him. Desiderio, kick out. Rodel Vaigan to beat the buzzer. Short, and that's it for this game.
well, that's pretty been much however Mindoro played today. It's the same in the previous games. They've been having difficulty executing their half-court sets. Couldn't go down and run transition, and they've been forced into turnover, allowing more attempts for their opponents, leading up, in this case, to a Price Vanguard win.
Okay, so at the start, JP Maguiliano was the one who impressed Coach Mike Perez, but we just had to give it to this guy. The best player of the game, brought to you by Buenas, Robbie Celis, who just piled up the points, especially in the second half.
Yeah, and he was doing it in a variety of ways. Scoring, rebounding, assisting, and he's just been out there really performing for the Rice Vanguards.
So this is the second game in the season for Robbie Celis. It didn't feel like he had load management in this matchup, so he looks to be good. This final score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Let's go to Gianna.
Our Buenas player of the game is Robbie Celis of the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards. He had 16 points, Robbie. Nung last game nyo, medyo slow start kayo. So ano yung ginawa nyo para this time around, nasa inyo yung momentum, umpisa pa lang?
First of all, syempre, I want to thank God for this win. Syempre, kumbaga, karamihan sa amin bago. No? So, given naman yun, no, na nag-a-adjust lahat. Pero, ayun nga, paunti-unti, na-adapt naman nila yung sistema ni Coach doon. And, pero marami pa kami na kailangan gawin from defensively and offensively.
And isa kang leader ng inyong team, not just on-court but off-court as well. Ano ang mabibigay mong advice sa mga younger players sa team nyo para tuloy-tuloy itong panalo nyo?
Siyempre, unang-una, kailangan talagang work hard. No? Yun naman talaga ang walang iba kundi work hard lang.
Pasalamatin mo naman lahat ng mga Nueva Ecijano na nanonood ngayon na sumusuporta sa kupanan nyo.
Binabati ko lahat ng supporters namin sa Nueva Ecija. Nagpapasalamat ako sa buong Cuevas family, especially kay Boss Bong Cuevas. Binabati ko rin yung family ko, sa wife ko, kay Donna, sa dalawa kong anak, kay Rob, kay Daniel, kay tatay sa Bulacan, kay Mama Tess, sa mga tito, tita ko, pamangkin ko. Nagpapabati rin si Kuya Joel sa Parañaque. Si Tonton Bringas, nagpapabati rin. Happy birthday. And kay Roy Sumang. Yun.
Thank you very much. That was Robbie Celis, our best player of the game. That is brought to us by Buenas. Back to you, Migs and Coach Mike.
Thank you, Gianna. So Nueva Ecija is now 2-0 in the 6th season of the Mpbl. They're not yet complete, but they continue to look good. Up next, we have Negros taking on the Abra Weavers here inside the Calasiao Sports Complex. Thank you for joining us. For Gianna Llanes and Coach Mike Perez, my name is Migs Gomez at magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.